Hey friends, Allison Ramirez here, Christian author, editor, and content creator, here today with another content creation video that is related to liturgical themes in the life of the church. So we are in the month of May. Finally, the sun is out pretty regularly now, and the sun does not set until almost 9 p.m. So I am enjoying time outside and having more light in the days. And yeah, I can't believe it's already May. And I'm in my home office right now. You can see my shirt has a chinchilla on it. I'll pop a photo up here of my chinchilla Hopper, who is actually coming up on his 1-year birthday. It's hard to believe that we've had him for that long. But yeah, anyway, to kick off the month of May here, it's very important. I always love to start with the overall theme of the month, because every month, as I mentioned in other videos of the church year, has a dedication to the month. So May is dedicated to the Mother of God, Our Lady, Mary herself. So this is also very fitting because we have Mother's Day that falls in the month of May. And Mary, of course, is the mother of Jesus. She is our own spiritual mother, if we so choose to look to her in that way. So that theme of motherhood, physically as a mother, or spiritual motherhood, or if you have a strong devotion to Jesus, Mother Mary, any of those sorts of themes are great to talk about in the month of May. Also, First Communions and confirmations are generally happening in the month of May. So if you want to talk about First Communion, if you know someone who is receiving their First Communion, if you want to talk about the Eucharist, or confirmation's another good one, just because generally Pentecost falls in the month of May. Pentecost is the celebration that takes place 50 days after Easter, also called the birthday of the church, when the Holy Spirit descends upon the apostles in the upper room. It helps them out of their fear, their trembling, their inability to spread the gospel because of fear of persecution, fear of the Romans. So that is another good theme to talk about specifically this year. So Pentecost is happening on May 24th of 2026. So that is something to look forward to. My husband and I are actually leaving this month on a week-long cruise to Alaska, and we are leaving on Pentecost and getting back, I think, the last day of May. Anyway, prayers for us on that. We've done this Alaska cruise one time before, 4 years ago. Really excited to come back. The time we cruised before, we were coming onto the cruise right after COVID. So there was still some restrictions, and our cruise boat had some issues to where it was moving really slowly. So we missed one of our ports. So yeah, excited to see how it goes this time around for that coming up. Springtime, new growth, flowers, warmth. These are all really good themes to talk about in this month of May as well. Also, beginning on May 1st, one of my personal favorite feast days, we have St. Joseph the Worker. St. Joseph actually gets 2 feast days that are celebrated. One, the higher one, is a solemnity on March 19th, where we're honoring him as the spouse of the Blessed Virgin Mary and foster father of Jesus. And we're specifically recognizing him as a worker on May 1st. So this is good to talk about the value of work, the importance of work, especially the fact that work existed prior to the fall, meaning that work is not any result of sin or separation from God, but work was actually something that God intended for us from the beginning when we were completely in right relationship with God. So work is a good thing. It can be abused as well in a variety of ways. So there's a lot of things you could say about that in the sense of work and being a Christian. Saint Athanasius. I love Saint Athanasius, one of the early saints at the beginning of the church. He spoke up against a lot of heresies that were coming in the early church, specifically the heresy of Arianism. He is also called the father of orthodoxy and the champion of Christ's divinity. Arianism was denying the divinity of Christ and instead saying that he was a created creature of the Father, instead of being co-equal with the Father and both of them being divine. Jesus, of course, as Son, is both human and divine, but Arianism denied the divinity of Christ and basically put him below God the Father. So this was talked about at the Council of Nicaea in the year 325, and St. Athanasius was a big proponent against this heresy during that time. Okay, May 3rd, we celebrate the apostles, Philip and James, which were 2 of the 12 apostles of Jesus that were following him during his 3-year ministry. May 10th, we have Saint Damien of Milwaukee. He evangelized in a leopard colony of Hawaii. I'm not going to go through every single one of these saints, and actually there are more saints than the ones I'm going to be listing today. I just picked some of my personal favorites or ones that I'm more familiar with to speak on, but you can always look up any day in the year and there's going to be some sort of a saint. Okay, May 13th, we celebrate the feast of Our Lady of Fatima. I've actually gotten the privilege of going to Fatima on pilgrimage, which is one of the apparition sites where Our Lady has appeared and imparted some sort of a message to the person or peoples that she has appeared to. Specifically in Fatima, she appeared to 3 young children, and she had messages of peace, of prayer, of the rosary. May 14th, we celebrate Saint Matthias, who was actually the one who replaced Judas Iscariot after his death. Saint Matthias was the one that was chosen to take his place. May 15th, we have Saint Isidore. May 16th, we celebrate Saint Simon Stock. May 18th, we celebrate the feast of Pope John I. May 22nd, we have the feast of Saint Rita. May 25th, we have the feast of Saint Bede. May 26th, we celebrate Saint Philip Neri. May 27th, Saint Augustine. May 29th, Saint Pope Paul VI. Oh, and then one of my personal favorites, on May 30th, we have Saint Joan of Arc. My husband actually has a real tattoo of Saint Joan of Arc on his arm. She led the French forces to victory during the 100 Years' War, and she died as a martyr. May 31st, we celebrate the Feast of the Visitation. This is specifically when Mary journeys to visit her cousin Elizabeth, and we have that beautiful moment. Elizabeth is pregnant with John, who leaps in her womb at the coming of Mary with Jesus in her womb. So those are some important feast days. I really encourage you to look up any of these saints I've listed, and even ones I haven't listed on the other days of the month that weren't mentioned. And I also just wanted to share that I hope that you have a beautiful May. I can't wait to do videos on the summertime because we are also still in the Easter season in the month of May. We will soon be leaving the Easter season and we'll be entering back into ordinary time. So next video, I'll be talking more about that. But I wanted to share that as always because I'm not super active on YouTube, just because my main focus is my small business, Trinity Tree Publishing, which is basically dedicated to helping authors write, edit, and self-publish faith-based books. And I do that primarily, number one, through being a professional book editor. So if you are looking for book editing services, all the way up from developmental editing to the copy line editing to the proofreading, I'm your gal for that. I would love to get to know you and what you're working on. You can always check out my website, which is trinitytreepublishing.com, for a list of my services, timeline, pricing, commonly asked questions. Right now, I'm booking my editing schedule into June, so into the summer months. So if you're looking ahead and you're ready for book editing, feel free to reach out and inquire. I'm a writing coach as well. My book editing is my main focus, but I also work with mentoring authors through Zoom calls, answering the questions you have about the book publishing process and beyond, especially as a Catholic Christian author. And then I work part-time with Santa Clara University. I work with their Jesuit School of Theology, mentoring students that are going for their theology degrees. That's actually wrapping up though in this month of May. So I will have a little bit more time in my schedule. Maybe I'll make a few more videos here because yeah, they take a break for summer. So I will join up with them again in September. And then of course I have my part-time job at the parish where I work as an admin assistant, which I also love as well. That takes about 27 hours out of my week. So yeah, it's a good life. I feel very blessed. We're all settled into our new place here. Yeah, I'm working on getting a prayer altar actually in the room that's adjacent to my office. So I'll have to show you a picture of that when it's completed. Of course, we can pray anywhere at any time, but having a very special dedicated place set aside, I'm just, looking forward to having that be completed. Also working on my own books as well. I am the author of 2 book series. One is completed. It's the series of Rosary Invitation Journals. Each of the books is interactive and goes through a set of the Rosary Mysteries. And then I'm also trying to finalize my fiction book series with The Return. I'll pop up the cover here. Gosh, this book's been in the works for 2 years, and I'm really trying to get it out by September 27th, a feast of Our Lady Star of the Sea. So we'll see if it happens. I'm working on it. And I do have a podcast here, which I'm a little bit more active on the podcast just because I find it's easier to record audio and edit it than it is the video side of it. So I'm starting to be a little more active over on my podcast, The Work of Thy Hands, which I talk about very similar content that I do on this channel, which is really just helping you as a Christian self-publishing indie author. Yeah, and then also if you're interested in my Substack newsletter that I have, Trinity Tree books, where I talk about things for readers and writers alike, totally free to join. I'll put the link below. It's like hit and miss, but I try to get at least maybe 2 newsletters out a month or so of content over there. So yeah, a lot of good things happening. Praise be to God always for the many blessings, and know that you are all in my prayers as well. And thank you for watching this video. I'd love to hear in the comments what you're working on, what you're writing, your goals, hopes and dreams, that sort of thing. I will say farewell today and thank you for watching, and goodbye from my pug Leo, who is about to celebrate his 5th birthday on June 1st. It's hard to believe, time flies. But yeah, God bless you and take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.